Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the American Revolutionary mod. Last time around, we had a major battle here at the Eastport Fishery, or not major battle, but it was the major battle of the episode. I just noticed that the major fishery, I forgot to actually repair it. And wait, it's the only food source for Maine as well. Would that mean that... Yes, they are starving. And yeah, since last time, I actually did 2 or 3 turns. Which means that these guys have been starving for quite a while. Never mind that though, we're gonna go through from the north down to the south, what's going on, and then we're gonna have the first battle where we have enabled, through technology, fire by rank. So we're gonna start off from the north. So, besides the major battle, we went in and we got these guys over here to surrender, which was nice. So we've got this province. Since then, I've marched on. Did a little bit of a cheat here with Bennett Fox. I did go ahead and attack these and out-resolved it, which slaughtered all of the colonial militia. Not a single one of those units survived, and the other units were greatly mauled. I did win the battle, but the enemy army was still intact afterwards. And also, not pointed out on this map, there is actually a crossing. So you can actually cross by land across here. So I put the ship, because last time this army retreated onto this island. So we don't want that. So yeah, we're not going to fight this battle though, because I imagine I have to play it. And I mean, it's 3 cavalry units against this army with cannon and stuff. So I mean, it's quite clearly in favor of me. It's just that the outer assault didn't work the way you wanted it. The Spanish are still hanging around here. At some point, I think they're gonna starve. Well, I mean, they would starve, but not in the game. But it's kind of weird that they're just hanging around there. I guess maybe they were going for this province, and now when they realized, you know what, we don't have enough troops to actually attack Quebec, we'll have to think of something else. As we go down here to Arcadia in Maine, we can see that we've drawn some forces together here to gather quite a big army. So I've moved in the 2 black units, the Rhode Island Grenadiers and the 6th Connecticut. And then we have a number of others, some of which were part in the battle. I wonder why this Finnish battalion got 3 and this one only got 1. Anyways, we've drawn some troops together, Stark's brigade and a few others, cannons and the general and the like. And I'm hoping to join forces with these guys. I'm not entirely sure where I will send them, as I don't think they're strong enough to actually go ahead and try to invade Canada. We'll probably have to bring some stronger forces to do that. If we continue down south, I've started to build the... I've started to change out this building to build the Smithsonian instead. The thing is, I mean, the Smithsonian gives you happiness, which I'm not really in short supply of. So it's kind of unnecessary when the special building is not a scientific building. The scientific building gives... I mean, I guess it gives... If we go through here, where am I looking? Boston. If we go Smithsonian. I mean, it gives wealth per turn compared to the Academy, but look at that. The Academy gives... This one gives 8 per turn. National Academy gives 12. And it gives 3% to the technology rate. And this one just gives 2 points extra in happiness. And I believe this is only province-wide, so it's not that major a boost compared to the national, whatever it was called, a national da-da-da. And then we have a few other special buildings. all located in Boston. We have a few troops, British troops, behind our lines. We've got some South Carolina Dragoons in Harrisburg, and we've got some light unit. No, it's not a light unit. I thought it was. It's the Irish Loyalist Volunteers that have moved in behind our lines. So I've tried to kind of fortify the crossings. So I took this small French force which I have, which is comprised entirely of French troops, and I built the Fort Sheffield. I wonder if I can rename the fort. I guess I can't. Fort Sheffield we built here anyways. So it's within, if anyone tries to cross, it's within their interception range. So hopefully that will discourage single units like this from crossing over and going into the Iroquois territory. Also, to point out, Washington, he was going to go here. The problem is, the province is very unhappy. It's -26 to foreign occupation. So they're very unhappy. So Washington is unfortunately going to have to stay in this province for quite a while, tying up a major part of our force, which is very unfortunate. Now when I think about it, maybe I should start moving these guys up here and build a fort there to stop the British coming through that way. And then the only free passage they would have would be over here through the Iroquois territory, which is a long way around. They're sending some native troops this way. I also have some German grenadiers and some light infantry. They do actually have quite a sizable force up here in Canada. And they're building more. They're really building up Canada. If we go further down south, I mean, I should really deal with these guys, but I have to recall the Navy, and the Navy still has business up north. But once we can recall the Navy, I've recalled some of their ships. So we have 2 brigs, American brigs, and 2 sloops. But I don't think that's enough to take on these. It's a frigate and a rather large ship of the line, 4th rate. So I don't think we can take them on just yet. But it would be quite easy just to send the troop, push them out of port, and then send in the Navy and take them out. And that would free up the coast completely. And also free up extra trade for me. I'm not entirely sure with this how much this actually brings me, but it seems like this trade port is actually just trading with us, so it's not foreign trade. If you go down south, then I mean we have a force here which could attack the Iroquois, which have entrenched themselves. We also need to rout out the South Carolinians, but that could be done by recruiting some more dragoons. Baltimore Dragoons could be sent up and probably deal with them in an off-screen battle. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a rather large battle. We're going to take Nathaniel Greene and his force, comprising around 3,000 men. I've left a few back here. I'm not entirely sure if we actually need all those Virginia Dragoons. See if we can actually bring one regiment with us. Could bring Posey's regiment. So we're going to march down south and we're going to meet a rather large British force which is gathered around Charleston, Carolina. But it's split up, so they're not going to be able to send everything at once against us, which I'm a little bit that I dislike. I would want to fight them all in one battle, which I think would be nicer. So I'm kind of thinking of maybe just ending turn once more, but the thing is, I have other units that I need to deal with this turn, like that one, and these other small incursions over here. So I kind of want to deal with them, and not end turn and have them burn crops and stuff. So I think we're going to move. So, yeah, without further ado, we're not going to march all the way because we're not going to forget about Posey. Good old Posey's regiment. And then Nathaniel Green is going to move in and be intercepted by the British. So they bring about 24,000 men. Not 24,000, 2,400 men against our 3,156. Rough numbers, of course. Most of the British consists of the Lancer Brigade. Pretty poor morale. They do have the North Carolina Highlanders. They also have a large amount of cavalry that we're going to keep in mind as we go into this battle. However, they don't start off with their general. They actually have Robert Alberston leading mounted tribal auxiliary gunners. Mounted. Or did I? Yeah, I probably said mounted. Only 3 morale, that's pretty poor. Right. With that said, let's go into our first battle, where we've got the fire by rank ability enabled. So, yes. Right on. Into conflict. Right, so unfortunately I've tried numerous different ways to make sure this does not turn into a night battle. But every time it does, I thought that maybe, you know, loading the save and going through back through it, that it wouldn't be a night battle, but for some reason it always comes up in a night battle. I just right now thought of a thing that might do it if I actually played one of the smaller battles before, and that turned out to be a night battle. Then maybe this one wouldn't be. But the thing is, I've tried so many times at this point that I'm not going to try again. Yes, so here's my formation and the field of battle. I've decided to put the cannons over here, and it's the closest thing to a high ground I have on my side. Not that you really need a high ground for artillery in Empire, since the arc of the artillery is kind of like a howitzer anyways. Put the veteran Minutemen as the cannon guards. We've got kind of a light brigade going on here. And I've got Polanski's over here. He's going to place spikes, hopefully without being run down by cavalry. Cavalry on either flank, Virginia Dragoons over there, and we've got the 3rd Light over there. And strung on along here, we've got all the infantry units with the New Jersey battalions in the center. We're gonna advance up a bit. I'm gonna see if I can place the spikes, because I can see kind of a ridge going through here, and I get like a clear sort of sloping hill down towards the British. Now they do have a little bit of walls going through here, but I don't think the British are gonna use them. It's just put some distance here, and then I can put the spikes ahead. I'm gonna let the British try to consolidate as much of their as many of their troops as possible before we actually go ahead and start the battle, or try to attack them and so forth. So they gather all their troops together before I make the push. With that said, let's go ahead and start. So we're gonna march up. I'm going to start the line over there. I'm going to stretch across here. We're going to get... I think we're going to do with 4 lines. We're not going to stretch it further, even though the 4th line will more or less just be reserve. We're going to see reinforcements coming in there. Polanski's spikes would probably go through there. And then the Pennsylvania Rifles would be more to the center. Follow them by the Light Brigade to kind of just shore up that area. They have the Carolina Light Dragoons moving through there. And I think I actually want to break down the cavalry from charging us rather than I want to kill off the cannons right at the beginning here. They only have 1 battery, so it's not that bad. And I think I said that they that I suspected that the South Carolina Light Dragoons were a black unit, and I was in fact correct. They have quite a few of these units, so I do think the British actually outnumber me in the amount of black recruits they have. Looks like the tribal cavalry is coming our way. We also have a general's bodyguard charging into the Continental Mid-Atlantic and Posey's regiment, and also Polanski's, which probably was the target. For some reason, enemy cavalry hates Polanski and really wants to kill him. Looks like it's pretty safe for me to move forward and place the spikes, kind of. I'm gonna try anyways with the rifles. We're not gonna see fire by rank right off the start because they're firing at oh, there goes one general, and right afterwards another one goes. We might get fire by rank here actually because they're firing at line infantry. Yes, here we're getting line infantry. I mean fire by rank. Looks like they're hiding behind the wall. Let's not forget to place the spikes. Enemy cavalry was seen off. And seeing how many troops they're bringing in on this side, I think once we're done here, or once we're done with deploying the spikes rather, have they deployed them yet? Yes. We'll retreat there and we'll move the entire light brigade over to the right, since we've got kind of a build-up of British troops over on the right. They are trying something over here on our left. One thing I did now remember that I forgot was to move up my dragoons. We've received a little bit of fire towards the Continental Mid-Atlantic. It's the Lancers Brigade and North Carolina Highlanders which are moving in. Getting rather close. The Polanski is in place. I'm gonna place spikes all the way from over here. The dragoons fired. We're gonna make a charge just to kind of see these guys off because I don't want them to get any closer. It could be then that they would charge. And as we saw, the Delancey Brigade had quite poor morale and they're quickly slaughtered by the Virginia Dragoons. Having their support lost, the Highlanders retreat back behind the wall. Damn, I'd really slaughter that Delancey Brigade. We're gonna move into position again. Tell them to fire at will. Got something. Tribal gunners. No, it's... Looked like they were firing. Were they firing from horseback? I'm not entirely sure. They've got their spikes right ahead of them. You can kind of make it out. I don't know. Maybe I have to make the gameplay lighter when I actually show the battle. We'll do that in post effects. Maybe I can do it now, actually. Make it easier for you guys to see. Ah! Another charge. We can see if brightness and gamma. It will make it a little bit brighter just because it's night. Just make it a little bit easier. A bit more moonlight turned up. Right, so that might be easier for you guys to see what's going on. The rest of that British general got sent off. Ooh, we got some volleys going here by the New Jersey battalion towards who's on the other side. It's another Delancey Brigade, which I shouldn't be too surprised, since most of the British units on the field here are Delancey's Brigade. Oh, the British... wait! The Highlanders charged across the field and charged my cavalry. And they actually killed quite a few. But obviously charging cavalry is not a great idea. Right, we're gonna take the light brigade, move it over on to the right. And then with the Polanskis, we're gonna see about striking from the side here. We've one trenched unit, which is partly the target and partly also this Delancey brigade right here, which is volley firing. I think if they had combined all the forces, I can see... it's retreating troops. Once again, they're putting quite the pressure down on my left flank. I guess as we push through here, they're more likely to be able to try and attack on this side. Which I'll probably pull back the line, extend it a little bit longer, and then draw it across this tree line instead. I'm just gonna shoot down the South Carolina Dragoons, which are now broken and are fleeing. So I don't think we'll see them anymore. I'm gonna take the Virginia Dragoons, pull them back. I'm gonna put them in the forest. Then we're gonna take 3 units. And we're gonna drag them like so. And then we're gonna take you. It's the 3rd New York, Dubois. And we're gonna take the New Jersey battalions. I'm gonna slightly move them forward here. And then these two. Well, this guy's in his firing motion, so we'll let him fire first. Right, so they sent them away, and then we'll anchor it on this little outhouse. And with that, we're gonna get the light brigade now, moving into position. Pennsylvania Rifles and Polanskis into a flanking maneuver that will flank the British. Tribal auxiliary gunners tried to run at the flank. Gotten shot down by the Virginia Dragoons. Wait, hold fire. They fired against us. We'll fire at closer range. I'm hoping. Right, counter-charge then. I hope we're able to hold here. 73. Combat losing. The British are losing slightly. They're pulling away though. And as they do, that's when we can inflict a bunch of casualties on them. And also maybe get them to flee. My cannons are breaking down the enemy's cannons. I'm gonna tell my artillery to target theirs. They still have a cavalry unit running about. It's the Queen's Dragoons. Queen's Light Dragoons. Flying across the field. Big chunk of British forces over there. Right, we're strung out here. I want to advance to this point. They actually moved away the Lancer Brigade that was hiding there. You know what? We're gonna be bold and we're gonna attack quickly here as they're reforming in their weird AI way. Up to the wall. And Dubois is gonna follow. And so is also the New Jersey regiments. And then we're gonna get these two into column and charge over here. Queen's Light Dragoons. They're breaking just in their own charge, but they're kind of stopping us from moving into position. Like the uniform on these guys. I really don't want to stop, but I guess we do have to stop and form square, otherwise there's a risk of us falling apart. Okay, the British pulled back in accordance with me pulling up to the wall. Right, I'm not going to send the Dragoons further. get out on the flank again. You will drop the square and move up to the line. Right, guys, prepare. The British are coming. Set up behind the wall. God's sake, Thomas, just get over the bloody wall. Right, they're focusing loads of troops there. Could be they're going in for a bayonet charge. We need to push down as much lead as possible. Oh, they're running. Virginia Dragoons. Get them. Where do I have my other Dragoons? I completely forgot the 3rd Dragoons. Get the 3rd Dragoons in here. Get the Light Brigade. Get the Light Brigade to storm across the field against the British. Those volleys. I mean, I was... Oh, I won. I was thinking that maybe, you know, having them fire by rank would help the British quite a lot. Clearly it didn't. Kinda helped us quite a lot. We're gonna continue through these guys and just get at the big mass of British troops retreating. Also, I'm gonna tell my cannons to hold fire as we're chasing the enemy. This, the Lancer Brigade, though, is about to come under fire from the 1st Pennsylvania Rifles. Oh, they're running. Right, continue then, Light Brigade, up to the next wall. 3rd Light Dragoons. Go ahead and chase these guys down. I thought the battle was going to last a lot longer than it did. It lasted for about 15 minutes. And... I mean, I guess it's the Lancer Brigade. They did have the Royal Welsh Fusiliers. But I guess it didn't help that much when... I mean, the general threw their life away in the very first part of the battle. So that definitely seemed to have done a lot to just completely send the British running. And then them focusing their troops in such a weird way as the air does, and then getting slaughtered. They're all stuck behind the cart. It's going to cause mass casualties on the British regiment. Because of this cart. This traitorous cart. Certainly the king will have word of this, and he will ban carts from all over England. Right, wait, I don't think we need to chase them anymore. There's actually quite a lot of troops that survived the battle that are just running away. So we probably have to fight them again. Hopefully... not during the night. And with that, let's end battle. Right, and there the British are. Retreating down the coast. So the thing that I was talking about being annoying is the fact that doing a thumbnail from that battle would be... I mean, it's all dark, so... Kinda have to figure something out. So I guess we'll have to do one of the other battles just to get some light in there. I'll be doing this one. I guess we'll do the one up north then. Just to get something that I can actually make a thumbnail out of. And then the continued plan is, of course, to continue attacking in south and completely take that over. Kind of look like a naval officer. Definitely more what kind of general picture you want to see during the time period rather than some of the others. This one kind of works. He's an old fart, so maybe he doesn't have... It's up to snap with the latest fashion, but some of the others with the big wigs certainly doesn't really work, do they? I just realized, I think, why with the battle went as it did when I out-resolved. The units hold 300 troopers, cavalry troopers. That's quite a lot, I must say. Not much of a deployment strategy, more than what I did was I put the colonial militia in the center, as they cannot form square, and I put the Green Mountain Boys over on the flanks. And with that said, let's go ahead and start the battle, shall we? That's a lot of cavalry. Maybe I should not advance. That is a lot of cavalry. I kind of knew there was going to be a lot of them. Maybe I didn't know. Maybe I didn't know it was going to be that many. I don't know if we have time to even reload, or if we should just wait with canister already from the start. Yeah, I think we're going to just do canister. Okay. Shit, they're going to just charge straight at us. Timed volleys and the Green Mountain Boys in reserve. As 600 British cavalry troopers come racing towards us. Right, form square. Form square. Ooh, there goes the canister. We got 9 people. Oh, and I forgot to tell them to fire at will. Okay, cannon crew. See if you can't retreat over there. See if we can't get these guys out of the way. Oh, the British cavalry unit is fleeing. And we're taking loads of them captives. Get back on the guns. They're trying to attack the square over here. No! The flag! Not the flag! And these guys just completely unaware. Come on! What? Okay, I'm not entirely sure. This guy's... he just murdered the entire command structure. Don't make sure he does not leave. Don't let him out. Okay, let him out. But don't let him back in. Okay, let him back in. But don't... right, just ignore him. Maybe he'll... ah, yes, they got him. Haha. I knew it. I want canister flying that way immediately. They still have... oh shit, these guys are back. But now they've dismounted. And they're all over the place. Right, I want to... yeah, no, the canister's fine. Let's see if they actually want to fire it. Okay, they're bugged. Attack and then back on the cannons. See if that works. Also these Green Mountain Boys or whatever they're called. I want them over here to deal with these guys. I mean there's... oh, they did actually fire, but I don't know where. I'm hoping the thickness of these squares kind of is going to hold against. The square is firing. Oh, there we go, canister. Unfortunately, we hit our own men. Hopefully those guys are not coming back. The enemy really dismounted all over the place. Let's see if we can meet them in at a better angle. And I'm also thinking we should reorganize these guys. No thank you, not right now. It's been a long time since I forgot to go AFK on Steam while recording. Got a volley off, and the general decides he's gonna shoot his own man. Damn. Damn those British! And here we're trading volleys with these guys, and it was enough to send them off. You know what? Rather than you going and dying or doing something stupid, why don't you chase down these guys? And then maybe we can have you turn around and maybe fire into these guys and get rid of them. Because the enemy general is dead. Everything should be nice and dandy. Right, just open fire into anything of that. Seems we lost a cannon, but we have plenty of money to buy more. Right, so repeated cavalry charge finally sent the colonial militia away. But we still have our Green Mountain boys. Oh, the general ran into the British as they came back. Oh, you know what? They're already breaking, so you know what? Fight them. Come on. We need to send these guys off now. This was a tougher battle than I thought. As soon as these guys are able to open fire, then I think we'll... There we go. Tired, broken, and now leaving the battlefield. Fortunately, we won't really be able to chase them down, will we? I guess luckily for us, there's not going to be that many of them left. And now I have a battle to show on my thumbnail. But there's about 100 of them left. Oh, the militia came back. Right, let's go back to the campaign map. And here we have the statistics. So we lost 600 men, the British lost 400, about 500. 150 of them remain. I mean, I lost half the force almost. And they still bloody well remain. However, the fleet is there to check them, so they don't go any further, and Bennett is able to chase them down. I think we'll just out-resolve this, and with the battle done, let's see, both the Green Mountain boys survived. I think what we'll do is we'll send these guys on garrison duty. Because they're not that good, are they? So they will just garrison this place. And then what's left here will be moved on to the ships and then delivered here to this army. Not entirely sure what we'll do with the commander. We'll put him in charge of something somewhere. He gained some valuable trains. But there we have it. The end of this episode. Next time around, possibly a battle against the Iroquois over there, or more likely is that we continue this campaign, and now with the British pushed back, will strike directly at Charleston. It might be that the British might intercept us before that. So, but I think there's definitely one more battle here, and then it's a rather quick jump, just jumping through and taking all of that. I wonder why the Spanish didn't put more effort down here to send an army through here instead. And why this instead started building forces and sent them north. They have a mighty force here on Cuba. I wonder, at some point I guess I have to go and see if I cannot take out their colonies, but that's really a secondary assignment. The first assignment is really just to secure the 13 colonies and also pacify all the forces in North America. In Canada. And once that's done, I think, they don't really have a chance, so it's kind of pointless to go for the colonies. Anyways, there we have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.